Let me tell you something most people will never admit to you. The world makes decisions about you before you ever open your mouth. They look at you. They measure you. They judge you. And then they decide what your limits are, not based on your heart, not based on your discipline, not based on what you've survived, but based on what they believe is possible. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people accept that verdict. They live their entire lives trying to fit inside expectations that were never meant to serve them. I know what it's like to be underestimated. I know what it feels like to walk into a room and feel the silence change. I know what it's like when people smile politely but think quietly. Not you. And if you've ever felt that too, if you've ever been overlooked, dismissed, laughed at, or ignored, then this message is for you, because being underestimated is not a curse. It's an advantage. The world never prepares itself for the quiet ones who refuse to quit. Most people want validation before effort. They want permission before action. They want applause before progress. But the people who change their lives don't wait. They build in the dark. While everyone else is busy talking about talent, you're learning discipline. While they're waiting to be chosen, you're choosing yourself. While they're complaining about fairness, you're mastering endurance. And endurance is what separates potential from legacy. Let me be clear about something. Life is not fair. It never was. It never will be. And the moment you stop expecting fairness, you become dangerous. Because now you're not waiting for the world to give you anything. You're taking responsibility for everything. Your pain, your growth, your future. You stop asking, why me? And you start asking, what now? That question, what now, is where power lives. Most people let their pain define their ceiling. They say, I didn't have support. I didn't have money. I didn't have opportunities. And all of that may be true. But here's what's also true. Some of the strongest people on this planet were built without comfort. Pressure creates clarity. When nothing is handed to you, you learn how to build with your own hands. You learn patience. You learn strategy. You learn resilience. You learn how to survive rejection without becoming bitter. And bitterness. Bitterness destroys more dreams than failure ever could. Failure teaches. Rejection sharpens. But bitterness blinds. Don't let disappointment turn you into someone you don't respect. Let it turn you into someone undeniable. There will be days when you question yourself. Days when the voice in your head whispers, maybe they were right. That voice is not truth. That voice is fear wearing your own accent. And fear is clever. It doesn't scream. It reasons. It says, be realistic. Don't embarrass yourself. Know your place. But growth has never lived in realism. Every breakthrough in human history looked unreasonable before it happened. So if your dream feels too big, good. It means you're standing at the edge of becoming more than you've ever been. Let me tell you something else they won't tell you. Confidence doesn't come before action. It comes from action. You don't wake up one day suddenly believing in yourself. You earn it. One difficult choice at a time. One uncomfortable step at a time. One moment of courage stacked on top of another. People think confidence is loud. It's not. Confidence is quiet consistency. It's showing up when no one is watching. It's doing the work even when results are slow. It's trusting the process even when progress feels invisible. And trust me, progress will feel invisible for a long time. Most people quit in the silence. They quit when there's no applause. They quit when there's no recognition. They quit when effort isn't rewarded immediately. But the truth is, the work you do in obscurity determines the freedom you experience later. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You need one person, you. And that belief has to be stubborn. Stubborn enough to keep going when motivation fades. Stubborn enough to keep learning when ego gets bruised. Stubborn enough to stand alone when the crowd walks away. Because eventually, results speak. And when they do, the same people who doubted you will say they always knew. Let them talk. You didn't do this for their approval. You did it because something inside you refused to die. So here's my challenge to you. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Stop apologizing for wanting more. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. Now is where courage lives. Now is where discipline begins. Now is where your future is decided. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to be taller. You don't need to be anyone else. You just need to be relentless. Relentless in learning. Relentless in effort. Relentless in self-respect. Because the world eventually makes room for those who refuse to disappear. And one day you'll look back at every doubt, every rejection, every closed door, And you'll realize they weren't obstacles. They were proof that you were never meant to live an ordinary life.